killed me.
Yeah. I'm sure it did. Did you have a good time though?
It was like a last minute thing. Like I was actually planning on working yesterday. I was sitting at my desk. I actually let myself sleep in for once. I woke up like 9 a.m. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So, I just did my morning routine. Then I sat down at my desk. I'm like, today's going to be all about content. I even booked a session with someone to film me at my gym. I was like, let's do it. Mm-hmm. And then, and really by book a session, I mean, like, I just hit one of my buddies up. I'm like, dude, I have the camera. Like, this is what I do. I just use this.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I'm like, yo, come film me. I'll pay you. Let's do it. And then my buddy hits me up. He's like, yo, I got you last minute playoff tickets. Are you in or are you in? So I was, because I'm a big Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Eagles fan, like 2004, 2005.
Like, hell yes, I'm in.
Actually, I said no.
Really?
I said no because I was like, dude, I have so much work to do. And then I talked to my wife. She's like, are you fucking stupid? So, yeah, you're right. Let me just do it. So
then you went. Did they win?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I don't really follow football that much, so.
Wrapped on them. But yeah, let me see what the rest of these guys are.
Who did you guys play yesterday?
Green Bay Packers. They were shit.
Cool.
First play of the game on the kickoff, they got the ball and they fumbled. We got the ball back.
They got it back just like that.
We set the tone, which was awesome. So, Coach Andrew's actually in Egypt. I forgot. So he probably won't be able to attend. It's like 3 a.m. his times.
Dang, 3 a.m., huh?
Or like 2 a.m. or something. This is Johnny, Coach Johnny. Johnny, meet Bryson. Bryson, meet Johnny.
What's going on, Johnny?
So I'm actually happy that you guys are on the call at the same time right now because you guys are working similar roles. There's Michelle.
Cool.
So, hey, Michelle.
Hey.
Is that plant real or is that plant like?
Yeah, we got it from the wedding.
I thought it was one of those Zoom things. Michelle, meet Bryson.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Bryson's our newest addition to the team. Coach Andrew probably won't make this call. I was just telling him he's in Egypt. So, he's been sending like a whole bunch of videos while he's in Egypt. Did you guys see that?
I love it. Yeah.
But anyway, so Bryson is our newest addition to the team. He is coming on as a shadow coach. So he is working similar to what Johnny's doing now, except different in that Bryson's a lot more back end / like systems based for now. Anyways, he's been doing such a stellar job with like optimizing our system, just trying to make things easier for us, but also for clients too. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot. We've been in talks nonstop on different changes coming up for clients in terms of onboarding, in terms of delivery, whether or not we even start tracking macros for our clients. Like, it's going to be really exciting stuff. Just to give you a heads up, Bryson, so Johnny is more client-facing right now. So he is the one that is responsible more for, like, client, like, diet updates, like, hey, someone wants chicken thighs on their diet, things like that.
Okay.
Or, like, replying to messages. And then, of course, we have Michelle, our stellar community manager. So she is in charge of, like, obviously scheduling posts and replying to people on the community. As you probably already see, we get a whole bunch of posts and comments and stuff like that.
That's so cool, too.
Yeah. So that is Michelle's duty. Okay. I was going to skip over the introductions. Like, tell us what's your name and what's your favorite color. Yeah. We'll skip over that because I want you guys to connect, like, organically rather than, like, inorganically.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, like, touch on straight to business. But before I do that, I already talked to Bryson about this week. Johnny and Michelle, how are your weeks going?
You want to go, Johnny?
Sure. I mean, my week's going pretty well. I think Saturday I had that whole situation I had to deal with, so I was a little off. But other than that, I think I've been okay.
Everything all right with that situation, by the way?
Yeah. She's probably not going to get it checked out, but I don't know.
She's just going to be out for the season?
No, she's probably just going to still wrestle.
His girlfriend got injured in a wrestling match.
Mm.
He wrestles? How freaking cool is that?
I was like, I really hope she can kick your ass. Ever. So yeah. And okay, Michelle, how's everything going with you?
Good. I had a wedding Friday, came home Saturday. We had the rehearsal Thursday. So hectic week, but back on track with working out and everything. So everything's good to go.
Well, Bryson, how's your weekend?
It was good. Went to Red Robin, had a nice burger, so that was cool.
Endless fry?
And endless fries, yeah. I don't do that too often, so every time I do, I'm just like, I devour it so quick. And of course, I was sick as hell afterward, but it was delicious. So,
Bro, back in the day, I would, oh my God, Red Robin used to have to drag me out.
yeah. Oh, they're so good. They're so close to me. I'd probably see them from here. They're so close. It's awesome.
Awesome. What kind of burger?
It's called the Mad Love Burger. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is that the one with the jalapenos?
Yeah.
Fried jalapeno?
Yeah. Oh, so good.
I hate jalapenos, but all my friends get it. I used to get the one with the egg on top. What's it called? The Royal Red Robin burger.
You're such a foodie, Mina.
You not see how my face looks? Like, all I've been doing is eating.
It's funny. They have like 30 burgers on the menu, and you were able to just recall that one burger. Oh, the Royal, yeah.
To defend myself a little bit, those are like the top two burgers. Like, and back in the day, back in my prime, when I would eat, I'd like order 2 burgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just how I did. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Michelle's laughing, but
That's good.
anyways, okay. So topic on the agenda today, guys, is all about delivery, all about like making sure that the really the client experience, like that's what we're focused on in the month of January. You know, I'm actually taking a total opposite route of what most coaches are doing nowadays, and that's like capitalizing on the whole New Year's resolutioners, like get people in the door no matter what, stuff like that. Because I feel like personally, if we can just like really capitalize client experience and really capitalize how we are serving our clients, it's going to make things 10 times easier. Because back end thinking, the way I think about it is most people for New Year's resolution, like New Year's, they want to try things their own anyways. Most people like trust themselves a little too much. So they're just like, yeah, I'm going to do this and do that. And hey, all power to them, but 99% of them fail. So then February is when we go in and we're like, yo, like you tried, you failed. Don't make this another year of you not changing at all. Let us help you. You know what I mean? So for the next couple of weeks, it's all about delivery, because when we sign 50 clients in a week, which is very possible, we want to be ready for it, right? So there's a couple aspects in that. First and foremost is like, let's talk about the lifeline of the client or the timeline of the client. First and foremost is the onboarding process, right? Well, I'm going to fill you guys in from there, because obviously there's a whole bunch of back end stuff for me and my other team for social media. So that's in terms of generating leads and sending messages and booking the call. And then I take the sales call myself. And then this is from when the guy or the girl says, I'm in, I'm paying, let's do this, right? So from then on, that is the onboarding, correct? So onboarding for us right now is pretty shitty, like pretty damn shitty. It works and people are happy, but I just want to make things better. So right now it's all manual. Bryson knows the whole details, and Bryson's in charge of automating that process. So there's a couple things that we're going to do, and I need you guys aware of this, because all 3 of you guys are actually signed on to my account. So you guys are going to be seeing this firsthand. So once a client gets on, the whole gist behind the thinking is this, and the details will come later. But they'll get on, they're going to be automatically greeted with automated messages that we can set up. Everfit actually does this for everyone, and we can just set it up. Automated, like, hey, hyped to have you on. They fill out a whole bunch of forms, things like that. And then the first thing that we want them to do is start off in the green, right? So in the green usually just means being able to do a task that already is having them positive. So my thinking, and Bryson, correct me if I'm wrong, right? We can have them right away introduce themselves in the community, right?
Yeah.
That can be something where right from the get-go. So as opposed to now, Michelle and Johnny, you guys see this later on, but you don't know exactly when this is happening. Johnny, maybe you have a little bit of an understanding. This introduction that you guys see in the community happens basically a week after this call. I'm talking about having it happen like literally the day of, if not the day after, okay? Because the process now, just to be very clear, is payment, Then I ask them for pictures and weight, a bunch of different questions. Then a week later, they actually get on the app. Okay. Then when they get on the app, I tell them, introduce yourself. And that's where Michelle steps in and says, hey, everyone, let's give them a warm welcome. Okay. So
Can I jump in real quick?
Go ahead.
When you do have a new client, do you mind just texting me, letting me know that they're going to introduce them? Because sometimes like hours will go by and I'm not really looking at the app. And then like 5 people already welcomed them. And I'm like, oh shit. Hey, everyone. Welcome.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that. It's not the end of the world if people welcome before us, which is fine.
Okay.
Because that's actually pretty useful because people who are already going to introduce are going to introduce and then we go. But I can definitely do that 100%. Although we're trying to work on a system to make that a little better, but I'll tell you how later.
Okay.
So in essence, without getting into too much detail, that's when they're going to start being sent a whole bunch of instructions of how to use your food scale, how to rearrange training, what the check-in process is, things like that, how you're going to see check-ins, why is it so important, things like that, okay? So that's the whole delivery process. It's very important for us for onboarding, especially for us, because someone's first taste of our community and our app and our platform, you never want to have a bad taste in your mouth from the beginning. You know what I mean? Because that sets yourself up for different things. Plus, it makes things super clear from the beginning. Because I have quite a few clients that like maybe after a couple days or a week or so, I'm like, yo, where are you? You know what I mean? So that's what we want to avoid as well. So I just kind of jumped over that. That's like the first part of the system. Do you guys have any questions at all or any comments on that? If you want me to get into more details of exactly what they'll be receiving, sure. But Bryson and I are pretty much like still in the middle of changing that. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's the delivery process. Now, the other thing that I want us to talk about as well is the macro tracking too. So as you guys can tell right now, we're all pretty fully customized across the board. There's some clients that have already tried the macro thing. And it's going pretty well. The whole thing behind this, and I wanted to actually talk to you guys about, is I love customized diets. I think they're great, but sometimes people just get too reliant on it. And I've noticed I have people that have been with me for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and they don't even know what a protein or a carb really is. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I want to start everyone with a personalized diet, but also give them macros as well, right? And what happens is we teach them this is what your diet plan can look like, right, with the meal options, but also here's your macros, right? And then eventually I'm going to ask them, hey, let's start tracking what you're eating in the macros. Then eventually they keep going the macros and I take away the diet. That way, then they have a clear understanding of what they're eating and how to structure their day. And it'll alleviate a lot of pressure of when I have to, or Johnny has to go in there and add chicken thighs or cream cheese or almond butter to someone's diet. Because when they're able to understand, oh, almond butter is a fat, I'm allowed this amount of fat, makes it a lot more useful, you know, and then they can have more foods that they like. They don't feel restricted. I want to have this like Reese's peanut butter cup. I'm just going to log it, whatever. I'll log it and I'll see how that goes, you know, and I can allot it into my flexible diet plan. Not everyone will have this. Michelle, you're probably not going to have this. Sorry, for a little bit, just because obviously with High Rocks coming up and things, and like someone in like a bodybuilding prep, I would never let them do if it fits your macros, which we have a few shows coming up actually this year. So there's that. Any questions at all on that? All good? Johnny, you should be like smiling ear to ear because you're never going to have to do these freaking changes ever again.
That's like my whole job, though. You're like taking away my job.
No, actually, I will tell you. One thing that I'm experimenting with, that I'm going to experiment with you now that I think about it, is the macro change, like on your own diet and your own training. I'm thinking about actually doing that for you and seeing how that goes. And then I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm going to do it for myself too. In the next 60 days, I'm like assigning my own macros and tracking it because I have to walk the walk before I can talk the talk. You guys get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I need to be able to understand it myself because I've been a bodybuilder through and through, even though these cheeks don't show it. I will say, like, I eat the same meals every day. Like egg meal in the morning, 4 chicken meals, and then 1 steak meal or 1 ground beef meal. That's it. Maybe I'll get crazy and have a tortilla instead of rice or potato. That's pretty much it. You know what I mean? But we can't ask that for our clients, you know, because not everyone wants to be a bodybuilder. Make sense? Cool. That's pretty much what we're covering right now, besides one more thing. And the reason why I wanted to discuss this with you guys is because both of you guys have already been my clients. You know what I mean? So we want to optimize the check-in process. I think the form that we've been using has become very stale. And Michelle's smiling because she definitely can tell. Where it's like the same shit. What's your energy? What's this? 2, 3. And I'll be honest, sometimes like when I'm going through check-ins, when I have like 60 check-ins to get through in a night, I'm like, sometimes I'll just be like, whatever, like 5 energy or 4 energy is the same shit. I'm not gonna even ask, you know, which shouldn't be the case, right? But at the end of the day, like it's the practicality's sake. So Bryson mostly, has taken it upon himself to research a lot of different check-in questions. And we've pretty much finalized into like a new approach kind of thing. Excuse me. That we want to finalize on the questions today. So we're going to do that now. I want everyone to kind of just like, we're just going to talk it through, finalize as a team effort kind of thing. And then Bryson is going to go ahead and actually update that. For all check-ins moving forward. Cool? Let me share my screen. All right, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Google Docs. Shadow Coach Projects. Gonna go to check-in questions. All right, Bryson, before actually we start, did you want me to press this here or you want to talk about that later?
What even is that? Hold on.
That's actually what I asked you in your Loom video. I was like, I don't know what this is.
Oh, yeah, you can click it. Just scroll all the way down to the bottom and go to number 3. It's just, I mean, if the questions are already fine as it is, then there's no point. Keep going. Number 3, right there.
Oh, I read this.
Oh, you already, okay, it just said, okay.
Yeah,
So,
I'm all for it 100%. With the fact that like there's some questions that we want them to elaborate and then some questions just leave as a multiple choice because it'll be a little bit easier for them to kind of just choose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're right. Like sometimes it's subjective where it's like a 4 to someone could not be a 4 to someone else.
Yeah.
So it's relative, I guess. Okay, cool. So first and foremost, I think starting the check-in with a win is crucial for us, okay? Because that sets the tone. And we always want to start with a win, right? Because I think personally speaking, I think any client of ours should be able to look at a win every single week. Really, no matter what you're going through, if you can frame your mindset to look at one thing positive, it sets the tone for the rest. You get what I'm saying? And I think personally speaking, no one can look back and not find a win, especially in our day and age. Like if we're talking about a third world country, sure, but I'm not coaching anyone from a third world country. So I like personally, what's a personal win? What do you guys think?
I agree. I think that's a really good way to start because even if you're checking in and you've had a terrible week or you've had a really hard time with staying on plan or whatever, just finding that one positive thing might go a long way.
Agreed. So now we talk about how to ask it, right? Whether it's what's a personal win or positive moment, or what's a non-scale win you have seen this week, right? Because you can also frame it that way and just throw away the whole scale kind of thing. Excuse me. And then also, Bryson, I know that you formed the questions here. Maybe did you have any notable wins that you were proud of?
Yeah.
That might be the winner, in my opinion, because it kind of encompasses the first 2, where maybe someone's just happy they lost 5 pounds, or lost 3 pounds or 4 pounds, which I don't want to take away from. But it's also like another way to talk about maybe a non-scale win either. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I agree with you.
All on board for that to start?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
last.
I like it.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Cool. So, bring that over here.
Should replace it.
Yeah, I'll just put it like this. Sorry, it's going to look ugly for now, but we'll fix it later. Okay, so then current weight. Yep, I do want weight, 100%. I kind of don't want it to be optional, to be honest with you. I like knowing trends regardless of weight or not weight. And sometimes, to be honest with you, I've been doing this for a long time, so I can kind of tell when someone's bullshitting me a little bit. They're like, yeah, I didn't cheat at all. But I'm like, dude, you're eating like a rabbit and you haven't lost any weight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to keep that as well. In terms of the next two, Bryson, tell me your thinking on these next two questions.
So feeling in sync with your training goals, I guess that's a way to gauge how they feel they did for the week as far as their training goes. So it's it's right off the bat. So I had a win. This is how much I weigh. Did I feel in sync with my training? So did I feel like I did the workouts the way they were laid out? Did I feel like I did all the reps? Did I feel like I don't know, just did I feel good about the training for the week? Or do I feel like I could have gone harder? I could have been, that's kind of the idea.
Okay. So I have a question. What difference would that be, excuse me, compared to maybe these two? Or, I'm sorry. Where did that go? Maybe this one over here. Do you feel more aligned?
More aligned with, I think that's more like, I think what I was going for was like, oh yeah, I'm closer to my weight, or I'm closer to my strength goal, or I'm closer to my water goal. I slept every night at least 7 hours. Like I'm living more in tune with the lifestyle requirements of where I'm trying to go.
Okay. What I'm thinking is, why don't we start with this alignment first, right? So the way I'm envisioning what a check-in should be, it's like you get general or broad, and then as you get closer, like then you get into the nitty-gritty kind of, all right, your energy levels, your diet adherence, things like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's smart.
Like a funnel system. Because like what I do personally, and I'll teach you guys when you guys look at check-ins, is right off the bat, I want to figure out in the back of my mind when I'm looking to respond to a check-in, if this is a positive response or a negative response, or a positive check-in and a negative check-in. So that's usually how I look at things. I'm like, all right, right off the bat, is this person happy or not happy? Is this person, am I going to give them some tough love, or am I going to praise them? You get what I'm saying? And if you haven't noticed, especially Johnny and Michelle, every single one of my responses with check-ins starts with a win, always. I always give praise first before anything. Even if there's nothing to praise about, I will still say something. I will find something to say something nice about. You know what I mean? So that's the approach that we're taking here, because we want this check-in process to be super streamlined. And at the end of the day, make our lives easier when we start to actually respond to check-ins. Make sense? So we'll go right here. Do you feel more aligned with your goals this week? Maybe we can start that here.
Okay.
Cool. Why does it highlight like this?
I think it's because I got those comments on the side. You can just click the check mark and it'll go away. As a matter of fact, I can do that if you want.
Yeah, please. Honestly, dude, sometimes some of the stuff you do on like docs and Excel and sheets, I'm just like, I don't even know what the hell.
I love this stuff, dude.
I'm just like, cool. But awesome. Okay. So now in terms of nutrition and meals, I mean, we really just want to talk about adherence, right? So how closely did you follow the diet, right? We'll talk about training in a second. I actually want to go nutrition first. That's what I would do. So I'm going to Command X this. I'm going to make a new section called training / exercise. And then I'll add that here. And I guess I'll just have to do that as one, right? Whatever. You get that.
That's fine, yeah.
I'm not as tech savvy as you. My apologies.
Oh, you got it. There you go.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. So in terms of that, like, I want to just sum this up into basically like two questions, right? One, how closely did you follow your diet, right? And then like maybe that could be the multiple choice, because I've noticed that the diet adherence, when I rate it out of 10, it's so relative. I have clients like Michelle when she's in prep, where if she was like 3 grams off of her rice, she's like, I'm a 9 out of 10. I'm not a 10 out of 10. Right. And then I have a client who like literally fucked off and had Chick-fil-A 3 meals, and I'm a 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
So I think that over here, let's brainstorm it maybe after this call, because we only have 5 minutes, but more or less like, you know, we'll brainstorm into multiple choice questions. I followed it to the T. I was pretty damn close, but not perfect. Something like that, you know, or like I didn't really follow it at all. So that could be the multiple choice.
And you're talking about number 3?
I'm talking about, no, I'm talking about nutrition and
Just nutrition in general?
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll change that. Then we'll actually ask about hunger or appetite. And then that can probably be a rating system. Rating systems are pretty easy for hunger. So on a scale from 1 to 10, and then obviously 10 being, we should probably specify 10 being super hungry, 1 being full, right? How's your appetite? And then also, did you enjoy any flexible eating moments? I would like to reword that to like, did you eat anything not on your plan? But the more I think about that and how the approach we're going to take with macros, I'm not entirely sure. What would you guys think? How we can word that a little better?
So you don't want to call it a cheat meal, right?
Maybe we could call it a cheat meal.
Okay.
But I mean, somebody can have a cheat meal and still be in their macros.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I wouldn't call that a cheat meal.
So that's the thing that I want to get ahead of. Like when I put out those trainings on tracking macros, I want to be very clear. Like I want to tell people like, look, like you can have a slice of pizza and you can definitely track it within your macros. But at the end of the day, like the calories and the macros that you get from pizza are going to have a much different effect on your body and how you look and how you feel than if you got the calories from chicken and avocado and rice, right? Because what are we talking about? Protein, rice, and fat, protein, carbs, and fats, right? That's really what a pizza is. But it's going to make you feel a hell of a lot different than if you have chicken, rice, and avo, right? Mm-hmm. It'll look different either. You can't fucking prep on pizza, you know? So, like, that's the approach that I want to take. So that would be my only concern, and maybe we can brainstorm that as well. How can we ask if they had a cheat meal or a meal off plan or an untracked meal, something like that?
I would say untracked meal or off plan meal.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know.
I can do that. Like we can say, did you have an untracked meal / cheat meal? So they can see it's the equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
Cool.
You could give them a chart or something like that during onboarding that has a list of, I don't know, these kinds of foods, and then the untracked foods on this side, and it's like the pizza and all that stuff. So it's like you can still have this, but this is what we call it.
Well, that's what I want to do when we actually do the macros, for sure. You know, but right now this is all like we do just custom diet plans, which by the way, like work 100%. But it's like after the first 2 months, 3 months, like sure I can continue to move carbs, low carbs, but I don't want people to feel restricted. I don't want to lead them into like this like really negative kind of relationship with food. Although I hate the term relationship with food, not a person, but besides the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so that's what I would say. So maybe we can brainstorm that as well. Cool.
Yep.
Are you writing down what I'm talking about?
No, not live. I was going to make notes on here, but I didn't want to screw up the font.
Up to you. As long as like I'm not like rambling and like information loading you.
Oh, no, you're good.
Okay, cool. So training and exercise, pretty honestly, like I like these two questions. Do you feel in sync with your training goals? Yes, I feel stronger. Yes, I feel more toned, whatever. And then what progress did you see? Done. I think those are perfect.
Cool.
Energy levels. What has your energy been like day to day? 100%. And then how much rest are you getting on average each night? 100%. Like, I don't think you can ask that any better. We're trying to make this as streamlined as possible, so it's not like too redundant. And I also don't want to cause it, like, I still want to keep track of, like, hey, this is only going to take you a minute and a half, 2 minutes. You get what I'm saying? So perfect. The alignment with the goals we already moved, right? So we already moved that to this over here, which is good. We already talked about non-scale wins, correct? Or notable wins.
Yeah,
So
that's number one.
I would say I still want to do some sort of mindset. How would you describe your ability to follow the plan this week? I want to change that to something that I saw another coach doing. I loved it. What did you struggle with this week? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And just obviously say I struggle with this, or I didn't struggle with anything. And then this question, I want to see if we can reword it, but basically, do you think you could have executed better? Something like that. So they can take an inward look and think, yeah, maybe I should have meal prepped a little better. We have that currently on our check-in, and it actually gets people to think, right? And then, of course, the last question, I think, where can we support you better? I like this one better. What can I do to better serve you as your coach? And that's it.
Cool.
So this here, I'll store it to reword, and then the other things that we discussed, and we should be good to go. Cool.
Yep.
You guys have anything else you want to add?
You can ask a question. Maybe we can put it into one of these already, but to ask a question, were you prepared? So like with meal prep, with packing a lunch, with whatever, stuff like that. Because they can meal prep all day, but if they don't take it to work or wherever they're going, then that changes everything. And to know if they were prepared or not, that's something you could focus on. How to get them to pack their stuff or to prep their stuff, have their protein, whatever.
Do you feel like, so I like that 100%. That's like very like smart thinking. Do you feel like when we reword the nutrition and meals here and ask about their adherence, do you think that's 2 birds, 1 stone? Because then they'll tell me, like, I didn't adhere to it 100%, whatever. And then the question here, what did you struggle with? I wasn't as prepared.
Okay. You're saying, so the nutrition and meals section? So we're going to redo that whole section. Is that first, right? And then you're saying to add in what I just said into one of the questions already? Basically. Okay.
Maybe when we see it in front of us, we could probably think like, all right, maybe we should ask about the preparation.
Okay.
We all know being prepared is what we need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Anything else?
I think with Bryson's comment, I think it's good for reflection. You know what I mean? And like admitting that you didn't plan, or that you could have done better with planning, or that you could have done better with packing. So I think that like reflection within themselves, I think would be good to kind of have them to admit it.
You know what?
themselves.
You know what? Let's put it here. Do you think you could have executed better? Or do you think you could have been more prepared? Or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like if we can lump that into one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We lump that into a question where it's like, hey, where did you think you could have executed better, i.e. being more setting more time for cardio, etc. And then that opens up a kind of like a open-ended kind of response. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else? Johnny, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, I like this layout, but part of me is saying like this is kind of long.
Yeah.
I feel like as a client, I would just like, I don't know, like after a couple of weeks, I just wouldn't have anything to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that I want to avoid. But I will also say, I feel like this is less questions than what we have now. right?
Mm-hmm.
We have 17 questions now. Obviously, some of them are like, if yes, please specify. But it's still a question. So this would be like 3, 7. Well, technically it's going to be like 2. So 3, 5, 7, 9, 13. It's just asking a little bit more, but I feel like it's still going to take the same time. Honestly, it might be redundant, and that's when we can switch things again. But we won't know until we try.
Yeah.
And when the first batch of check-ins come in this Friday and I see that, I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? Then we can change things or, we'll go from there. My plan of thinking is that we implement and I just look at the check-ins and see how they look and we continue to change and then we announce. Because then I can just announce like, hey guys, as you guys may have noticed, we changed some check-in questions because we just want, I want to serve you better. We want better data, stuff like that. And then, but that's once it's like finalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, guys? Any other feedback? I know we went over on time. I apologize.
Just an idea, but you could totally split test these. Just make one form and then change it to have another one that's slightly different, and then run both at the same time, and then gauge the feedback. Just an idea. I don't know.
I was thinking that. I think that's a great idea. The only question is like, okay, but when we finalize, we're gonna have to go ahead and update everyone's tasks again. You know what I mean?
Because you have to assign the specific.
Exactly. That's what I told you before. That's what I was like. I thought about that, and I thought about like just making a whole different form because I like that idea a lot. I'm happy you brought it up. But then you're gonna have to go to each individual client and assign them a new task and recur it again every week. That's gonna take so much freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
What if you do like 5 clients at a time, like 5 with this kind of form, 5 with this kind of form before all clients?
We could do that. Like that's another thing. Like where I can just go in and choose 5 clients and just update their check-ins only, and then But then that's gonna have us create a form. So basically, we would have 3 forms, right? This is how my mind is working. We're gonna have 3 forms. The original, where all the clients are already assigned today, test 1 and test 2, correct? Then the test 1 and test 2, we only assign to like 5 clients and we remove the old clients from them. So this is minus 10, this is plus 5, this is plus 5, correct? Then in essence, we just see what the 5 clients here look like and the clients here look like. And the winner, then we change this form for all the rest and we add these back to here. You guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Seems
a good
tedious,
way to test.
yeah.
It's just very tedious. That's the only because like then we have to go to 110 profiles, 150 profiles, and just boom, 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 boom. So that's the only issue. Personally speaking, I think we don't break like it's not going to break things if we just test it all at once. To be honest with you, I think. Excuse me. I think if we just like literally just this is what we're doing, blah blah blah, and then we go from there, and then. If we have to change things, we have to change things.
Cool. So either way, you still have to go in there and change it for everybody, right? Or
No.
you just take the current form and then...
You can edit the current form.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just edit the current form and then it's already automatically assigned to everyone anyway. So then we're good to go.
And what day does everybody check in? Or most people check in? It's Friday?
Which I want to change to Thursday, but besides the point.
Okay.
Actually.
You could change me for Thursday if you want. I'm fine with checking in on Thursdays.
I think I might just announce that everyone's going to be checked into Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, because then it gives us enough time. Like I hate when someone checks in on a Friday and then like some people are late, so then they get back Saturday, or like they miss a day. They're like, I'm going to respond tomorrow, and then they check in Saturday late, and I'm not going to respond to a check-in on Sunday anymore. So then they wait till Monday. You know what I mean? So the whole weekend passed.
Yeah.
So if we give them an extra day, and then it makes our lives easier because we have an extra day to work on check-ins as well. Cool.
Cool.
All right, guys. Apologies for going over on time. But that's kind of the plan. Bryson, let me know if you'll work on this today or tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
Depending on the schedule. And then we'll go from there. Cool.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
You and Michelle are good too?
Yeah.
You guys need anything from me to help support you better?
I think we're good. I'm good.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys. See you later.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye. Peace.
Cool. Well, how did it go? Went good. God damn. This is just cool insight. This is cool insight. Because if I have 120 clients like this guy, this is what I'm going to be doing. So right now, I kind of take all this as a look into the future if I continue doing this to the level that he's doing it, which I don't know. Because I'm going to have to talk about this in the show. But yeah, I'm going to end it right there. I'll talk about the rest in the show. So peace out.